You're breaking the law here.
My name's Parker, I play with Cough.
We're just before your show in Krakow, in Warsztat, but in this tour you're also playing some gigs in opener festivals. What places would you point as the best for you to develop your sound to the maximum?
I think, we played Warsaw last time. We really enjoyed ourselves. There's a place called the Crowbar in Brisbane, Australia. That's always a really good time.
But small venues like this or some big open-air festivals?
Festivals can be a hassle. So I think we've probably only played a handful of them throughout our existence. So it's definitely the smaller venues are more comfortable.
When we are talking with some musicians from sludge, doom, metal scene, I don't know why, but they have some difficulties with specifying how they developed their sound. Would you please just tell us how did you manage to develop this type of sound?
We're always looking for gear on Craigslist and stuff like that. Used gear, older stuff. I think it's more readily available in the States. So we had that to our advantage. And then just sort of, I don't know, just playing what came to us for the most part, getting together and practicing.
I have seen on the internet some really interesting discussions about what band is the heaviest band in metal of all times, and even quasi-scientific discussions. What is your opinion on that matter?
I don't know. You know, people are always asking, like, how do you define heavy? And I don't think there's really a good way to do it, you know? Like, even some blues stuff with just a guy on a guitar can be heavy. I don't feel like I have a really good answer for that, you know?
So maybe what's your favorite bands? When you're listening to them, you have that thought that, yeah, they're really heavy.
Like Grief and Reverend Bizarre are two bands I really enjoy, and I think sonically heavy.
Well, when it comes to looking for your own special sound, do you think there is an actual moment when you can state with full responsibility, yes, we are here, or this is a never-ending journey?
I don't know, I think you kind of always have to evolve, and that's what we've been doing. It just sort of happens naturally.
It leads me to the next question, because on your last record you were working with Jus Osbourne from Electric Wizard as a producer, and could you tell us how was the work with him?
It was cool, it was really laid back. He sort of stayed out of it a lot while we were, you know, doing the basic tracking. He did have to make some tough decisions, and we sort of trusted him in that because, you know, we brought him there for a reason. And then when it came time to mix the record, he worked with Garrett Morris to, you know, they were all turning knobs together. It was all analog, so everything they did had to be mixed, like live mixed. So they were both there, just sort of like all in each other's space, kind of working on it like that.
And weren't you a little afraid, because Electric Wizard being one of the biggest bands in the genre, that his vision, his style somehow may little overshadow your own?
No, I don't think we were really worried about it. I mean, we view him as a friend, and, you know, we had this crazy idea to bring him over and record it in our drummer's garage, and, you know, I think he probably enjoyed himself as well.
Okay, I'd like to ask about the lyrics, because in your band you are especially heavy focused on demonic possessions, and while it's quite common in metal that these themes, witchcraft, devil worship, etc., are quite common, why are you so heavy focused on possession itself?
Well, it's more of a metaphor, I feel, when I use it. You know, like I try to do. My writing is mostly autobiographical. You know, when I write a song like that, it's it's referencing something I was going through, but sort of describing it in a different kind of way. So yeah, it's not necessarily always about, demons, but personal demons. Yeah.
So more a psychological approach than a religious.
Yeah. It's pretty self-referential.
So you're playing in some gigs, some shows in Europe quite a lot, I would say. What differences, what are pros and cons for you as a musician from United States when you're coming here to Europe, when you are playing here some shows?
They treat the bands a lot better over here. The local governments have a budget for the arts, and it's cool to see that trickle down to heavy metal bands. And the States doesn't really do that so much. You have to sell a lot of tickets to be treated, fairly.
And my last question, you've just released a year ago your last album. I know that you don't have that routine to put an album year after year, but do you have maybe some splits, maybe some EPs?
Yeah. We don't want to wait, another 6 years before doing one, but it's kind of, we do this because we enjoy doing it, and we have to do it when we can. So that's what happened last time. People are growing up, there's more responsibilities involved, families and stuff like that. We're keeping an eye on the time between, so to speak, to try to prevent that from happening again.
So currently are you working on something?
After this tour wraps up, we're going to start hopefully working on stuff early next year.
Okay, I'm waiting for that.
I'm waiting for the music to happen.
Me too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.